So you're thinking about starting your own business. Let me see if I can give you Bob Jennings' 10-point tips on trying to get this started. You know, before we do these 10 points, I've been involved in small businesses for 30 years. I have 30 years experience with tax returns and setting up businesses, starting several on my own. So as a CPA, I know what you need to do. Let's get some common sense out of the way. Before we even do the 10 steps, let's make sure that we understand two things. You've got to do a budget before you even go into the 10 steps. What's a budget? With the budget, here's what you need to determine. Who is your market? How many can you sell, whether it's time or products? And third, what is your cost of the actual thing that you're selling? Why do we need to know those things? If your market is so limited and your price is barely above what your cost is, why are you getting in this business? One of the first things that an accountant will do with you is sit down and try to help you through some of these things. We are kind of, as CPAs and tax professionals, we're kind of maybe somebody who takes that obvious approach on the negative side, although we're not necessarily negative people. So common sense is, first, let's do a budget and let's see if this idea really has enough of a market and enough of a profit potential to make it go. With that said, let's go through Bob Jennings' 10-point tips. Hello again, Bob Jennings here, CPA from Southern Indiana. Let's explain these things. Number one, you have to choose your team, and it's important the order that you take this team. Your team is composed of 4 people: an accountant, an attorney, an insurance agent, and a banker. We generally like to include a 5th person, and that would be, of course, an investment advisor as well. Now, who are you going to see in order? We suggest that you see the accountant first. You do need to see an attorney in many of these situations, but the accountant will advise you with the common sense things. Are there enough profits built into your project to be able to make this worthwhile? And give you some basic indications of tax situations, etc. Once you leave the accountant's first meeting, and by the way, you can expect to pay most accountants charge a one-time small business or new business setup fee of somewhere between $300 and $600. They don't charge an hourly fee for this because every case is different. You then go see an attorney. The attorney is going to advise you and fill out the paperwork for determining your legal form of business, whether you're in a corporation or an S corporation or an LLC or maybe even a sole proprietorship. Depending upon where you are in the country, that'll cost you anywhere from $500 to maybe $1,200 in some of the bigger cities. Of course, every situation is different. Once you leave the attorney's office, you need to make sure that you probably have to go back and meet with the accountant again to make sure that there's all the tax forms taken care of, and then you need to go see the banker. What are you going to do at the bank? With the bank, you're going to, of course, set up a bank account, your first starting point. You maybe need to get going on lines of credit, loans, etc., etc. The 4th person you're going to see is your insurance agent. You have to have a good relationship with your insurance agent for liability insurance purposes, workers' comp, and all of the other costs. And finally, assuming that you're profitable, the last person out of our group of 5 on point number 1 is going to be your investment advisor for future needs. So number 1, let's go assemble our team of professionals in order: accountant, attorney, banker, insurance agent, and financial professional. Point number 2. After you've done all of this, determine what legal form you're going to be. We've got study tapes for you on S corporations, C corporations, LLCs. Determine the form, and then with your accountant's help, obtain whatever IRS registrations and forms that you need to get established. That's point number 2. Point number 2, determine legal form and get your IRS numbers. Your accountant and attorney will walk you through those steps. Number 3, research your name and determine and go ahead and lock in a website address. While you're doing a website address, get one that's easy to remember. So number 3 is we've got to get a website address. Go ahead and lock in our name. Your attorney can get you to lock in the name, but you're going to need a webmaster to get that website. Number 4, with your accountant's help, determine the year end you're going to use and what form of record keeping you're going to need. None of us like to think about it. Watch our separate video slide for training on record keeping that you need in a small business. Number 5, choose your location. Whether you're working at a home, renting a place, building a building, or whatever, once you choose your location, before you do anything where you're spending money or incurring any liability, make sure you check zoning rules. All right, that's number 5. Number 6, with your accountant's help, make sure that you get whatever sales tax numbers, identifications, and information you need. In some states, everything is subject to sales tax. Some states don't even have sales tax. You've got to have a good tax professional on your side for this one regarding sales tax. Number 6. Number 7. Make sure that you check both with your state and with your local city for all licenses. Now, maybe you're an electrician or a plumber or a contractor or maybe a tax professional or an insurance agent. All of these people quite often require both a local and a state license. So number 7 is get those licenses taken care of. Number 8, make sure that you get your telephone set up, your website running. This is way beyond just reserving that website address. Your insurance in place and your banking taken care of. Number 9, make sure you go ahead and before you even get open, get business cards, letterhead, and email established. Why? You want to give a business card and send letters to everybody you know to get this business going. You don't want to wait until the doors are open. You want this done before the doors are open. And number 10, with the help of your tax professional, make sure that you determine your payroll needs because there are a lot of tax traps involved here. So let's review Bob Jennings' top 10 tips in starting a small business. Number 1, assemble your team of 5 professionals in order: accountant, attorney, banker, insurance agent, and investment advisor. Number 2, with the help of your team, determine your legal form and obtain all of your IRS approvals and forms and numbers. Number 3, make sure that the name you choose is legal and go ahead and reserve a website that's easy to remember and descriptive of your business. Number 4, determine with the help of your tax professional the year-end you're going to use and the record-keeping system you're going to utilize to keep track of things. Number 5, choose your location, but more importantly, make sure that the zoning allows you to do whatever it is you're going to do. Number 6, get your sales tax number. Your accountant will take care of this for you, but make sure that you address sales tax before you even get open. Number 7, make sure that all your licenses are taken care of, state and local. Check with your local county or city officials to make sure. Number 8, get your telephone, your website up and running, obtain insurance for both liability and workers' compensation, and your checking and credit lines all established before you open. Number 9, make sure you get your business cards, letterheads, and email established before the first thing that you try to sell because you got to have this available to everybody. And number 10, let's make sure we meet with a good tax professional for payroll needs. Folks, for further information, please contact us at the website at the bottom of your screen or feel free to give us a call. Thanking you again for listening. I'm Bob Jennings. Have a great one, and I have only good luck for you on your new business venture.